Okay, well, I think it's installing the virus checker. Now before we start, let's just nip through one or two bits and pieces. A virus is a piece of code that can be downloaded onto your machine, and it can then self-replicate, damage your machine, and you can then pass it on to others. Traditional ways that a virus can be spread is through visiting certain sites, downloading particular software off the web, email. It can be passed on through a variety of different ways. So the thing to do really is to make sure we avoid getting the virus on our machines, and even when we can't, there are virus checkers which should detect and delete them before they can do any damage. Now, a Trojan horse is the idea that a virus can be installed by a user because they believe they're installing something else. And that is why it's important that you don't download software that you don't know where it's from or that it's from a safe source. And indeed, you may well find that there'll be certain bits of software that will say, we are a super duper fantastic virus checking piece of software. In actual fact, it's a Trojan horse which will actually implement a virus onto your system. Malware is another popular thing that's happening at the moment. And malware is software that will potentially damage your machine again, or it will actually fill your machine full of ads or give other people control of your machine or something of that nature. And again, we want a software piece that will actually track and see if we can actually get rid of those. And then finally, just to be clear, I'll include phishing attacks in here. Now, a phishing attack is when you get sent an email, and the most common ones are things like the Nigerian businessman who desperately needs to have access to a UK account to transfer millions of pounds, and in return he will give you £70,000 or whatever. And the bottom line is that with most phishing attacks, if the offer seems too good to be true, then the offer is too good to be true. So be very wary of getting involved in any of those. Now, the software we're going to look at is AVG 3 2013. And so now let's move on and have a look at that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm now going to look for AVG 3. So AVG, and I'm looking for free version 2013 being the latest. Now, as I was saying before about phishing attacks, Trojan horses or whatever, it's always useful to find a source that you can trust before you download any software at all. Now, I've chosen CNET because I've worked with CNET before, and I trust CNET. CNET has got a good reputation. So here I can now click onto download, and what actually happens now is it's going to download an AVG installer. So I'm going to click onto run, and here it's then asking me permission to actually run that file. So it's going to extract the AVG setup, and then it's going to start me on the process here. So let me just pause this while and it's now ready for me to start. So please select my language. I'm going to stick with English. It has then got my agreement that I'm going to sign. So in theory I should actually read all of this carefully. I'm now going to accept that agreement. And then here it will again give me the option of actually going for basic protection, which is antivirus, or indeed I've got full internet security, which will give me full protection, but that would actually be a trial of the paid for version. So I'm going for basic, antivirus and anti-spyware, and then I click on next. Okay, so here it says I want express install or custom install, and again I'm going to go for express install and click onto next. Now it's going to be a fairly hefty file, so what I'm going to do is, having clicked on next, I will then pause the video again so that we don't just spend time together sat watching the screen. So here we've now got a series of questions that I can actually answer. The first one is, use the AVG toolbar to improve my internet protection. No, I don't like the installing toolbars. I accept the terms. Yes, I have to accept the terms. I accept AVG secure search as my default search. No. I accept AVG Secure Search as my home page and my new tab page. No. So I've just selected the one that I actually want here. I can click on to next. And it's now going to install the features. But as you can see, it's 31 megabytes in size. So I'm just going to pause the video at this point. Okay, we're nearly at the point where it's actually downloaded all of the software. Now, it will actually close my browser as well, which I personally find quite annoying, as part of this installation. So it's now got to the point where it's nearly downloaded the software. So I'll just pause again when it continues. Okay, so it's now installing the features and updates and configuring the product. It's going to carry on working its way across this as it goes through, and we'll see various bits and pieces change inside of this window. Okay, it's now just about installed, and here you can see I want to help AVG with its products by sending anonymous usage data, so I'm happy with that. I don't have a problem with that. And here, register now to receive security updates, product updates, and Quick Tune for free. Quick Tune can speed up your PC by fixing common problems.
Okay, so once we've actually installed AVG, the next thing that we need to do is to click at the top where it says you are not fully protected, and what will actually happen then is it will go away and update the file. And as it updates the file, it will then come back and say you are now fully protected and we're ready to go.